The game of basketball is special to me because I love what the game can do for you. I mean, I went to university for free. I played and compete every day against the best in the world. I've been all over the world, traveling countries, living in different cultures, meeting new people, and on top of that, I get to inspire the next generation. I get to be somebody that young girls and boys get to look up to. Growing up in Canada and wanting to be a basketball player or a female athlete, I didn't have direct role models. I didn't get to watch the WNBA on TV. I had to find my inspiration through the Canadian national women's team, but you didn't get to see them on TV. You didn't get to see them all the time. I was fortunate enough to be in the mix and be in training camps and be in practices with them to have those role models. But being able to have the platform as a Canadian, as a female athlete playing in the WNBA, I love that I get to touch so many different people. I love that I get the opportunity to inspire somebody to maybe one day be like me, or play in the WNBA, or play on the national team, or travel the world. I was asked the other day what one of my favorite Christmas memory was, and I had to think back to pre-college. I had to think back like 10 years ago because I don't really remember the last time I got to spend Christmas at home with my family. So that's one of the toughest parts, is that we do sacrifice a lot, that we sacrifice moments with our family, that we sacrifice being at home, we sacrifice birthdays, Christmases, and those experiences with our family, but at the same time we get so much from it. My family and I both traveled the world. My dad and my sister came to China to visit me. They were in Rio for the Olympics. So there's definitely new memories made through basketball. I always say that going through my ACL and my knee surgery and the whole injury was one of the toughest, if not the toughest things that I've been through in my life. But I still wouldn't change it for the world. It changed who I was as a person, it changed who I was as a player, it changed who I was as a sister, it changed who I was as a daughter, a friend. It changed my whole mentality on life. It definitely made me more thankful and grateful for the opportunities that I am fortunate enough to get from putting a ball in the hoop. It made me appreciate little things like lifting my leg, being blessed and fortunate enough to walk, and really just focus in on enjoying the moment, because the moment can get taken from you at any time. Actually, going through my knee injury made me reflect more, made me focus on the positives and the things that I can do, and not always trying to set necessarily just goals forward, but also celebrate what I have accomplished. I used to say whenever I could do something I couldn't do yesterday during my rehab, I would want to celebrate the little wins. Because the first day of rehab, my trainer was like, "Oh, do a leg lift." I'm like, "Oh, I can lift my leg." And there was nothing. I was staring at my knee and nothing moved. So the next day when I could do one, it was celebrate that, enjoy that moment.
Natalie is running in the pool for the very first time.
I was out for over a year without playing basketball, and months without walking, and then months without running, and months without even picking up a basketball. It was at times a refresher, because you go back to back to back to back for so many years that sometimes you do need to take a break from the game to really appreciate it. But at the same time, hearing my name called brought tears to my eyes, because it was a reassurance that it's still something I could do. It's still a dream of mine that could be fulfilled, to play at the professional level. So it was definitely a spark that I needed in a time that sometimes felt very dark, but here I am, overcoming that injury, going through it, going over it, going around it, and still playing to this day. So always grateful for the Fever for taking that chance on me, taking that gamble that I would come back from that. And that also gave me a little bit more confidence and punch to my rehab to want to get back and want to prove them right.